as we grow up, as we age, we face a lot of rejections, and tying back down to like who you are as a person, right? And when when you face all this rejection, it's like more negatives than positives.
Mm.
So, and in your mind, it's like you've always like you've grown to be accustomed to like more negatives than positives. So when you see a vision, like when you see a project, and like you see like something that you want to do, like you have all these doubts and uncertainties in these are, I mean, I like to think it's like limiting beliefs. It's like what is holding you back from what you actually can do. So when you have all these negative things in your head, it kind of overcrowds the positives. So what personally I do is like affirmations. So I remind myself daily that I I am fully capable of doing such. And when I keep reminding myself that, like, not only does my body vibrate with that, like, I attract those vibrations as well. I mean, it's a very spiritual feel to it, but it's just my personal opinion, you know? So, like, when your body starts, I mean, to be honest, it's actually kind of scientific as well because we all matter, right? And as a solid matter, everything does vibrate. You know, like imagine like atoms vibrating. Same thing. So like when we vibrate, like you kind of attract like vibrations, like um people who are on this, I mean, things that are on the same wavelength or like same vibrations that you can tune yourself into.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when you keep reminding yourself of how much you're capable of, and then like you put it down on paper, like you see your vision boards, you get reminded of it, and then when you actually do it and you're like, I knew I could do it, you know, like you see it happening and then you see it becoming, and then you're like, this is it, like you are capable of it and you just got it done, and this is the proof to show you that you got it done, you know.
That must feel that much more fulfilling, knowing that you planned that, you thought about it, you wrote it down, and then boom.
Exactly that. And yeah, yeah.
Just to add my 2 cents to that, Yogi, I 100% agree with everything that you just said. I feel as if sometimes, and I'm included in this, or I was anyways. When you hear those fancy slogans of "just think about it" or "tell yourself you're good enough," it's very easy to think, well, that doesn't actually work, right? There isn't any science behind that. You're just making that up, or that's what hippies do. You know what I mean? But us both being from a psychology background, there is a therapy that is called cognitive behavioral therapy. And we both know all that is you go sit down where you have a psychologist and he begins to not almost deconstruct your beliefs about yourself. So, and it is going back to those affirmations. So if someone is telling themselves, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, that's what you go to cognitive behavioral therapy for. So when you say things like, hey, affirmations work, there really is, the statistics do support it. 100% does.
Definitely. I feel like when we say those kind of things, it's like you're making it a part of your life. You're making it a part of you. So when you say like you're not enough, like it doesn't, like you're not enough, or like you're not capable of such things, like you're not worthy of love or not worthy of time or patience,
Mm-hmm.
that would become you. And that is what you're going to portray to everyone, and that's how everyone's going to see you, because that's just how energy radiates. But if you turn it on the flip side and you keep telling yourself like how much you're worth, how important you are as a person, how much you matter to the world, how much you're worthy of such things, and you keep reminding yourselves, you keep reminding, you get your body moving in a way, you start to think differently. You start, like what you said, like how you are, you're an optimistic person. So you start seeing all the positive sides to it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are that, you are who you say you are, you are that person in the mirror, and that is you. So there's really no one else that can come between you and you know
That's my favorite quote of all time, Yogi. That really is.
yeah, I
That
hope.
really is. No, I mean, I heard a different version. Like, you are what you think you are, but it's the same thing that you just said. It
Yeah,
really is. It's your thoughts.
exactly. I feel it's very important, very, very important to pick yourself up, to remind yourself how much you're worth, and put that as a part of you, And for example, like I've had a friend, like she went through a lot. She went through so much of things in her life, and she didn't let that become part of her. But that is part of her identity. But did she choose to show it? Did she choose to show
Mm.
it in a way that people will look at her differently? Nah. She chose to be this confident person. She chose to be this strong, independent person and capable of so much more than what her past is, or more than what her troubles are.
I'm so happy to hear that, Yogi. You're right. It really, really is, not what's happened to you, but your perception of it, how you respond to it. I'm extremely happy to hear that.
It's all about, like what you said, being positive about things, being an optimistic in that sense, because you are your own cheerleader.
Love it.
When like, especially when you're alone and like for example, like 1,000 miles away from home, and like you have to kind of pick yourself up, and like if no one else is around you, and like you have to do this for yourself, and like if you want to succeed, you do it for yourself. you know if you see yourself as this type of person, whatever, you have that image of yourself, you build towards that. And then when you do become that person in a perfect world, there's always something you're gonna learn. And then you become it, you look back and you're like, this is what made me. you know